let's talk about updating the firmware on the gauge so you can get really cool things like the heat ratio adjustment from thumb to grips, as well as the other features like your maps navigation built in and stuff like that, okay? There's other videos on this, but none of them that are as detailed as I would like to see. The first thing that you want to do is hook your battery up to a battery charger. 2 amps is what the setting that I put on. You don't want to go much higher than that because this is only a 3 amp hour battery, okay? So put it on a charger, 2 amps, and make sure that it's on and connected. After the charger, then the second most important thing I do is if you hold down on the center, you can scroll through your gauges. You got to hold down, let off, hold down, let off. I go to the battery voltage gauge so that I can watch that guy this whole entire time. I know that it's plugged in, it's charging. I'm not going to lose voltage in the middle of an update and brick my screen, okay? Now, to get the screen to stay on, you need to either use an over-the-air tool, which is it's like 10 bucks at a dealer or something like that. I don't have one available to me right now, so I jumped pins 5 and 4 on the back side of the connector. You can see what the pins are. Make sure you're properly jumping the pins, guys. And I take no responsibility if you mess this up, okay? So jump pins 5 and 4. That should turn the gauge on immediately, but in case it doesn't, all you need to do is just push down and then lift up on the kill switch. Make sure your key is in your desk post, all right? We got the screen on here, and this is already updated, so it's not gonna show everything 100% correct, but you swipe to the side there, or you press the 4 corners in the bottom right, and you go to your preferences and you go to your Wi-Fi. You need to connect this to your Wi-Fi. I'm using a hotspot. This is the reason why. This gauge is very particular about what kind of Wi-Fi name and password you can use. You cannot use Wi-Fi that has an apostrophe in it or a period in it or an exclamation mark, any special characters in the name of the Wi-Fi or in the password. So it's easiest just to set it up on your phone. I use an iPhone. My name is Kris, and automatically from the factory, the name of my phone is Kris's iPhone. So Kris apostrophe S, right? Well, that screws us up. It doesn't connect. You need to change the name of your iPhone to just a simple word without any special characters so that your Wi-Fi is now named that. And then make sure your Wi-Fi password is something simple without special characters. Then you can get the Wi-Fi to connect. All right, guys? All right, I got my Wi-Fi reconnected. So now we'll go to general, we'll go to software update, and check it out. It says my current software, it gives you the version, it says installed. You can check for updates. It's probably not gonna come up with anything. Oh, because there's no, right here, look at it, no update is available. Oh, look at that, it auto-populated. There's an update available, probably for the maps. So let me see if I can just show you how to do that real quick. BRP update, look at download update. And it says that the update will install after download is complete. So I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's a little bit slow to respond. There we go. All right, preparing download. A little glitch there after being patient, waiting for the screen to catch up to my impatience and my ADD, right? Now we see that it's downloading and you have that cancel download option. And just be patient, wait for it to download. Like I said, click that shop button like once every 7 minutes. Put a timer on your phone if you need to make sure that everything stays awake. You know, maybe tap the screen right here in the black. Keep that screen awake so it doesn't stop and you have to restart all over on this. And make sure your phone is charged, guys, or even plug it into the accessory port that's up here in the glove box to make sure that it's fully charged. And after it's finished downloading, you'll see this install update option comes up. Again, not a bad idea just to go through and check and make sure that your voltage is good before you start this. All right, guys? Preferences, general, software update. It's got to check to make sure that update is available, and then it'll come up, and then I'll be able to hit install update. All right, hit install update. Install in 5 seconds. Do not turn off your vehicle. The screen will power up and down multiple times. You'll see it go through. And at some point, if your screen turns off and is like a blackish blue and it's just idling, you know, I would say 5-10 minutes. Make sure that the cycling on and off is completely done and the screen is just frozen in an off state. Then you need to disconnect the negative terminal on the battery. Back here, you know, turn off the charger, disconnect the negative terminal for like 5 minutes, and then reconnect it, then your screen will hook back up. It's just on that final boot up after the installing of the update, it has a little bit of a glitch where it doesn't want to continue the reboot for the final time. Multiple people have done this. Multiple people have said, you know, reliable sources, that that's the standard procedure pretty much. Let's see if it does it here. I don't know if you just saw it goes dark. So I'm gonna wait for a few minutes and I'm gonna see if it ever boots back up. And if it doesn't, then I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, and I'm gonna force it by removing the negative terminal. Okay, so it shut off and it's doing the verifying install package, and it'll go through a few of these and it'll tell you the different things that it's installing, custom firmware, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I started this whole process of updating with the gauge and everything because I was having issues with a connection comms to ECU error between the gauge and the ECU, which is caused by a low battery voltage issue. And I'll put a link in the description or a link here on the screen to show you guys how I went through, diagnosed, and solved that issue. So it looks like my screen rebooted perfectly fine and it came back alive and everything, so I don't have to do what I was telling you guys. But again, if after that install, like you'll see that the last few notifications there on what it was installing, if it does not restart up properly, that's when you would disconnect that terminal after waiting about 5 minutes. And that's pretty much it. We're all good to go. So I'm not 100% sure what it was, all that was updated, but I did hear rumor that they were gonna possibly be releasing an update to fix some breadcrumb trail issues, which I know will make people really excited. So yeah, that was for this latest update. The other update that I did before this was just to get the Maps GPS installed and also the thumb versus throttle controls. So thanks for watching, guys. If you appreciate me doing these like how-to videos and this content, please give me a like and subscribe. It really helps support the channel.